Welcome back to Camping Adventures. I'm Jim Graham. Today I'm going to be playing with hammocks and setting up a variety of hammocks so you can get an idea of the different versions that are on the market. Some are jungle hammocks, some are open air hammocks. Boatload of them on the market in all price ranges. The ones I'm going to be playing with today are generally in the $45 to $75 range. Let's get busy. When getting into hammock camping, one thing that needs to be considered, and there are many options, are tree straps, suspension systems. I've got several strung up here on the tree and probably will be using different ones for the different hammocks that I plan to hang up today, because each hammock is going to be slightly different in dimension, and the straps that are required are going to, it's going to require different suspensions. So with that, I'm going to start off with showing you what I have. Now there are some, interesting types. Fox Outfitters has a rope style in a nylon sleeve to protect the tree. Of course, Snug Pack did the same thing, or something similar, but Snug Pack's on a 550 cord. The Fox is a much heavier cord. And these have their place. Not my preference to begin with, but I have used them and have used them successfully. Then we come up the line to the Atlas strap. This is the Eno Atlas strap. Now on the other end of an Eno, basically they're going to show you, you're going to have multiple loops tied in. So you have multiple hang-in points all the way to the end. And it's a fairly long strap. And I've used that quite a bit. The first strap I got was the Eno Sport Strap. It has some limitations because it only has a few loops here and there. So they're not as user-friendly, but they are sturdy straps and they do work. You just got to have the right tree alignment. Now the next two I'm going to show you are homemade. And this is a 1-inch polyester web that I use. And then right here I come down and I put in a toggle. I tie a marlin spike hitch, I use a toggle, then I use my whoopee sling. This gives me the most amount of adjustment for any one of my hammocks. It's actually, one of my preferred systems. But my newest and baddest, a friend of mine and I cooked this idea up. And this is a super long strap. It's got a quick connect buckle up here at the top. So you just reach around the tree, snap in, boom, you're on. And it's got 15 feet, a solid 15 feet of strap. And at the other end, I use cinch buckle on my homemade hammock. And this just feeds right in. It's quick adjustment. Boom, I'm set up, and I'm done. I really do like this. Plus, it allows me to work with various trees, being set far apart. I mean, it really does give me a lot of flexibility. But like I said, there are plenty of options out there. You need to just figure out which ones are going to work for you, the type of camping you're going to do. If you're setting up in the backyard, any of these straps will work perfectly. You need roughly 15 feet between trees. All right. My top strap, I can go up to 25 feet between trees, which gives me a lot of flexibility in that regard. So, straps. Play with them. Figure out what's going to work for you. The first hammock I'm going to set up is going to be my Eno jungle hammock. That was the second hammock I bought. I bought an Eno double, loved it, but the mosquitoes ate me alive, so I needed to be in a cocoon. So the Eno jungle hammock it includes the bug net and gives you a bug-free existence. Very comfortable hammock. Let me get that set up for you. Now on this, what I've done is I've color-coded the head end by using a red rope or an orange rope. So I know where the head end is. And so in this application, I'm going to put the head end this way because that puts the zipper toward the camera. Okay, and boom, it's set up that fast. I love my Eno. Rule number one to any hammock, no pokies. So any keys that are on your side, if you got a knife, if you got something that could poke a hole, don't put it in the hammock. Take it off, put it somewhere safe. Eno gives you a nice little bag, and most hammocks do as well. You just drop keys in the bag. That way you got no pokies going in. That keeps you from poking a hole and falling through and hitting the ground. And first time you hit the ground, you're going to realize just how much fun that is not. Trust me. For the most part, I don't like putting shoes in my hammocks. So when I sit down, I test it. You know, it's not going anywhere. I did string a ridge line on this. I have added ridge lines to most of my hammocks just to get a better sag so I can get a flatter lay. You'll have to play with that. Generally, the starting point would be 80% of the length of the hammock is about what the ridge line needs to be. Once you hit that 80% point, then it's just going to be fine-tuned until you find your comfort zone. So I'm going to stretch out. I'm not going to put my footsies in. But as you can see, I can bug net up, zip in close in a cocoon. Very comfortable, very flat. Sleep like a baby in this thing. Absolutely wonderful hammock, reasonably priced, roughly around $100. Going to be setting up a Fox single, so let me go ahead and get that set up. Always sit gingerly when you sit down, just in case. You want to make sure that everything's sitting. Now this one's sitting a little low. I've got good sag in it, but I'm sitting a little low, so a fine-tune adjustment here, and we'll make that happen. Now with the Eno Atlas strap, that gives you quick adjustment. I do like that. Well, like I say, they're had longer than most. So you sit down nice and comfortable. You're not going to hit the ground. That's about a comfortable height. Good chair height. If you're cooking, everything. It is an open air hammock. Now I use these more in the winter time when you're not so worried about bugs. You know, early spring, late fall, you know, winter time. These are perfect. But I do prefer the bug net when it comes time for buggy season. Just keeps you from getting chewed on by everything and their brother. But there again, my ridge line is up. I'm real flat. I'm comfortable. Creates little trays to rest your arm, lay your head back. It's nice and comfortable. Very lightweight hammock. I understand that Fox will be coming out, or has come out, with a hammock with bug net. Looking forward to seeing the options in that. Okay, I've got the snug pack. It won't take but a second to get it set up. Be right back. I do need to color code this one. I haven't, but I need to color code it so I know which one's the head in. The head's going to be down here because the zipper's on this side. I just want to check the height real quick. This is a little low, but I can work with it. Actually, let's see if we can go up just a tad higher. One quick note. I love the sound of freedom that is blowing by me right now. Just gotta say, gotta love it. Bug net on the snug pack's a little cumbersome, and I've been noticing here lately a lot of companies that are pumping these things out are going to this configuration. It's not one of my favorite. Just saying that up front. So there are those that have other options. The Eno was one. There are a couple others coming out. Fox has one coming out. Pretty tough looking stuff. So kind of keep an eye out on it. course, look like, when you got that thing strung up, it looks like it's way higher than it needs to be, but that shock cord will stretch quite a bit. But the snug pack. Now, I spent quite a bit of time in this one. I like this one. This one has served me well on winter trips. It has served me well on spring and summer type trips. One of the things that I liked about taking a Fox single in this, I'll run a second hammock under this. String the Fox under it. That way I have like a double layer hammock. I can put my sleeping pad between the hammocks. And I've actually, discussed that with Fox, and Fox has, an answer for it, and should be on the market at this moment. Check them out. But this is the snug pack. And this one is actually pretty doggone comfortable. It's just the bug net I'm not real tickled with. Probably needs to have spreader bars, which it does not, which means it collapses in on you pretty hard. But other than that, I mean, that's still a workable thing. You're looking to keep bugs off of it, this will do it. Very comfortable hammock. Okay, this is the DD hammock. I'm getting ready to put it up. Won't take but a second. Alright, now as you're seeing, having a little difficulty figuring out exactly what height, and that's because this hammock's not really matching up with the suspensions that I'm using. I'm using the Atlas straps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the Atlas strap on this end. I'm going to switch out to my whoopee sling and make that final adjustment over here. So let me bring you along with me so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Get where Mr. Sunshine's not in the face. Okay, so got my homemade strap and my whoopee sling. The whoopee sling is 100% adjustable. So what we're going to do is we're going to unclip from here, and then we're going to clip back in and drop the Atlas. Now, what's going to happen is with the whoopee sling, I can adjust this way, or I can adjust the other way. And I think I have my whoopee sling on backwards, which I does. So let's get that squared away here in a second. Let me switch this thing around. Alrighty, we're going to take off of here, take off of here, put this in, back on the toggle and the knot, then we'll bring the loop in, hook back in. Now, I can adjust any way I need to. Find the perfect height for that hammock. Once I do that, then I milk the berry, which is stretch this out, and that's not going to go anywhere. So now we're at a better height. We're just going to do a quick seat check. Alright, so good height, could be just a tad lower, which is very easy to do. Just remember to milk the berry after every adjustment, that way you don't slip and boom, hit the ground. So at this point, we should be right about the perfect height. And that works for me. Now, here's where this is going to separate this hammock out from, say, the Eno or some of the others. Is you got a pole system that you've got to install in the bug net before you string the bug net up. So let me bring you in closer to see that. So you have a sleeve at either end, and there's a hole. So what you do is you take one quick pole, and these seem to be carbon fiber type poles. Slip it into the hole, feed it all the way through, and this is the spreader bar that the other one was missing. So this one actually thought about spreading it out. Now once you get it locked in, you take the shock cord and go ahead and stretch it out. Same thing on the other end. Give me just a second to get that done. Now this is a DD hammock setup. It's got zippers on either side, so you can come and go out of either side of the hammock. The one thing that I liked about it is that it also has a pocket. It's a double hammock, so I can put my sleep pad in there, and then all you have to do is Velcro it shut. So that way you're not chasing your sleep pad all around the hammock all night long. It's between you, it's locked in, it's not going to go anywhere. My concept with the Fox and the Snug Pack was the same thing. So what I'm looking for is hammocks that already have that consideration taken care of. Fox has introduced one into the market. Of course, DD. Others are coming out with it. It's not a new idea. It's just one that I prefer for me, comfort-wise, especially in the winter camping, because you get that insulation factor between the layers. Frozen butt, if you've ever heard the term, you'll get it. Even on a day like today, it's mid-50s. Convection will cool you off so much quicker. So having that insulation layer below you, in extreme cold weather, then you do an under blanket, under quilt around that. So you create a cocoon. We'll get into under quilts and winter camping at a later time. So let me find, I had my zippers. So it's a double zipper. Of course, I've already done the seat test. Everything is cool, it's holding. Stretch everything out. Of course, I can bug net in, and the bug net is suspended real high. Those spreader bars really make a difference in spreading that out, keeping it off of you. I do like that aspect. You know, it's not as cumbersome as the Snug Pack. The Eno's not bad. The jungle hammock, it's not bad, but you got to have a ridge line to be able to jack that thing up, get it off your head. But other than that, these are pretty much comfortable hammocks. The only one left to show is the Turd, my homemade hammock. And I absolutely love that thing. So let me get that next. Okay, this is the Turd. It is homemade. But what I had to do for video purposes on all the different tree straps, I already got one strap in. Generally it stays connected to the hammock and goes in the bag. So I've got to reconnect that, and then I'll string it out. As you can tell, I've color coded this. This is the head end. So the head will be that way. So let me get that set up real quick. Get my super duper long strap, fish it through the cinch buckles, and just pull, pull, pull until I get whatever adjustment I need. So we're just going to pull it preliminarily. We'll do the fine-tune adjust in just a second. Got that in. Now, like I said, straps stay connected, so they're already in the bag, so we'll just go ahead and stretch it out. I'm connected on that end. Let me pull the bag. All the way down, because we want the bag to stay on the end. And then from this end, we'll just need to do the quick adjust. Alrighty, it looks like I'm going to have to adjust from both ends, so let me get busy making that happen. Alright, so with the cinch strap, you're just able to cinch that sucker down quick and get whatever adjustments you need. Now once you load your body weight on this, those cinch buckles will cinch down tight. You can then just tie a 1/2 inch just for security, and I'll show you that on this end. So we have the cinch buckle. So the strap comes through. Now as you load your weight, those rings bite that strap. So if you wanted to put a half, just a 1/2 hitch on this end just to keep it from slipping for security, you can. Not necessary. So let's go ahead and do this. Now this is the turd. This is a homemade bug net, the whole 9 yards. I think the bug net's a Franke style bug net. I think that's what they call it. I just saw a DIY. Here's a quick bug net. It works. It's also removable, so I can do open air or bug free. Quickest way to get into it is from the bottom. So you raise up, you see the hole. It's got elastic cord that once you get down in there, it'll lock it down. Just going to do a sit test, make sure we got the right height. And I think we're going to be a tad high. Yeah, we are, but it's not bad. It's doable. Let me get rid of my pokies. Set my pokies on the ground. I actually like this hammock. It's turned out pretty comfortable. Very comfortable. More so than some of the previous ones I've showed you. It is a double layer hammock. It does have a pocket, so I can put my mattress in it as well, and then I'm in a bug-free state. So now I'm sitting here. Now how do I get in? It's very simple. Just raise that over your head. Pull your footsies up. Rotate your bug net. Bug net's on the bottom, and you're in it, and it is comfortable. There are no ridge lines. There are no calf lines. This thing turned out a lot more comfortable, but I think it was in the design, rounding the ends for the tie-out points. So this is the turd. One of my turned out to be one of my favorite hammocks, only because it sleeps so doggone good. And the second reason, it only costs $25 to make. We can go camping on a budget, folks. Again, thank you for visiting Camping Adventures. This was a whirlwind tour of hammocks. My hammocks. Have no idea what your hammock's going to look like, but I know you're going to have fun and you're going to get a good night's sleep. So until next time, I'm Jim Graham. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let's grow this channel. Let's get it happening.